If you're in a situation where a girl sees you as friend zone material, it's just because of her unspoken social contract with you. The only thing that you have to do to change that is one. Hey, what's up, man? Patrick James here. And real quick question, what if there's a way to completely change a girl's impression of you within just a couple of days? What if there's a way where if you're in a friend zone with a girl right now, you could actually get that girl to completely change her opinion of you altogether and actually be attracted to you, so that way you're no longer in the friend zone, but now she's actually chasing you and wanting you to be her boyfriend or her friends with benefits. Would that be something that you might be interested in? Well, in that case, I've definitely got something for you that I know you're gonna love. It's going to be literally how you get other people to view you however you want them to see you. Because if you're in the friend zone right now, I promise you the reason why is because you weren't able to, one, spark enough sexual tension when you were with her in person, and two, if there was any tension there, if there was any flirty vibe between you guys, you weren't able to lead it down the path of seduction, is what I like to call it. And that's something that I actually teach in my book, 107 Proven Ways to Get the Girl, as well as my private coaching group called Legendary Game. But for the purposes of this video, I want you to really understand this concept. So I have two circles right here. Boom. A and B. B is in green, A is in blue. Right now, I can probably make the guess about you that you probably have some people in your life where around one group of friends, friends group A, when you're around them, for whatever reason, even though you are your own identity, when you're around friends A, you feel like you're more shy, more reserved. Maybe these people are very outgoing, and compared to them, you're the quiet guy, and they see you as the quiet guy, the guy who maybe doesn't get as much girls as them. Whereas when you're around friends group B, what's gonna happen is, even though you are exactly the same, when you're around B people, for whatever reason, you're the outgoing guy. You're the guy who's confident, who's just a little bit happier than normal, who always has a smile on his face. I promise you that you are that way around two different groups of people, because we all have what is called social contracts with our friends people and with the environment around us. And when you are around friends group A, for whatever reason, they started to see you as the type of guy who is maybe a little bit more shy and more reserved. Maybe on that day you weren't in necessarily a good mood when you met these people, or maybe you were just actually tired the first time you met this group of people. Well, because they now see you as a shy, reserved person, when you're around them, just because they expect you to be that way, that is your social contract with them, you're going to naturally start acting more like that person. It's almost like a forced self-image upon you just based on your environment. Whereas conversely, maybe you were in a really good mood and you were feeling extra witty that day, a little bit slightly more charismatic that day when you met friends group B. And when you met these people and you were in that emotional state, for whatever reason, they started to see you as the outgoing, charismatic, slightly charming guy who always has fun, as the source of fun and positive emotions. And every single time you saw those people again, because this group of people viewed you as just that type of person, you naturally started to act like that. That was your social contract with them. And here's the thing about social contracts, is that you are not, and we are not very often consciously aware of these social contracts we have with people. It just comes through in the way we act and the way we present ourselves around them. And this is why it's very, very important to be self-validated and to always be aware of your current self-image of yourself by choosing the thought loops that you have and the way that you speak to yourself. And this is why in chapter 2, secret number 2 of 107 Proven Ways to Get the Girl, I literally teach you how to change your internal dialogue. That way you're reinforcing a self-image that is that of a guy who is very attractive and can actually attract women at will just by nature of who you are, right? So when you're able to be aware of what a social contract is, not only can you actually control how people perceive you, because you know that the way they perceive you is going to be based on how you act in front of them when they're forming their impression of you, but secondly, you can also start to use this to your advantage by shaping other people's self-image and starting to let them know that you view them in a certain way that might be advantageous to them. Maybe you're on a date with a girl and she says, you know, I'm really worried about if I can get this promotion at work or whatever, and you say, you know, from my experience of meeting you, you seem like the type of person who's like really ambitious and outgoing and really gets shit done, right? And I really respect that about you. And because you just nonchalantly told her, I see you as this type of person, now when she's around you, she's going to feel like she is that type of person. And all of this is just your emotional state in the moment, but because she knows that's her unspoken social contract with you, now when she's around you, she's actually gonna feel like she's a better person when she's around you, just because she knows that you view her as that type of person. But let's say you're in a place where you're around friend group A, and maybe this group of people happens to be women, and these women in A group tend to see you as the type of guy who's maybe shy, reserved, and doesn't get that many girls, and maybe it's just because for whatever reason when you first met her, you weren't spiking sexual attention with her, and you weren't leading her down the path of seduction. Well, you are not to my friend. In reality, you're currently in her friend zone, and the only thing that you can do to change that is by changing the unspoken social contract you have with her. And this takes 2 steps. First step, all right, let's forget friends group B. B is more just inspiration to show you that you have those capabilities within you, and it's all just based on your self-image. So in reality, are you gonna let other people shape your own self-image, or are you going to start learning more about your self-image and learning how you can consciously control it, which I can help you do in my videos and courses. By the way, subscribe if you aren't already. But if you're in a situation where a girl sees you as friend zone material, it's just because of her unspoken social contract with you. The only thing that you have to do to change that is 1, give it a little bit of time, all right? Time will always kill tension, and time will always let the memory of how she used to view you fade a little bit. And so over time, if you maybe spend 2 weeks, right? Maybe even 2 months, just not hanging out with these people at all right? Don't hang out, don't even be in this realm of influence around these people. Just because you want to give it time for that unspoken social contract to just kind of fade away, so that way they kind of forget about you. And then in that 2 weeks or that 2 months, what you're doing is you're working on yourself. You're going out, you're meeting other women, you're trying to improve your ability to create tension in a conversation in a flirtatious way that actually turns her on and makes her interested in you and makes a woman intrigued with you when you first meet them. That's what you're doing in this time away from the girl whose friend zone you're currently in. You're improving yourself. And when you have a purpose that you're working on, and that purpose happens to be you improving yourself every single day, obviously, the next time you meet this person, you're not gonna be the old version of you. You're gonna be the newer version of you who now has the ability to create tension with a girl and knows a little bit more about the seductive process. That way you can lead her down that path. And so my recommendation to you is 1, give it time. 2, work on you. And then 3, you reshape that social contract by being the new version of you, the upgraded version of you, who maybe isn't 100% different, but maybe you're just 5% better, 10% better than you were before. That's enough because that memory of you still exists, but now this newer version of you is improved. And now she starts to question, well, maybe my first impression wasn't as crystal clear as I thought. Maybe I misread this guy because this guy seems to be giving me emotions that are actually turning me on. And when that starts to happen and she starts to view you in that light, this group of women starts to see you as a sexual option, well, now that impression of you just changed and you, my friend, are successfully out of the friend zone. And so if you want to learn more about how to create tension with women in the first few minutes when you're talking to them, that way you can create that flirty vibe, so that way she's actually seeing you as a viable sexual option, and she's gonna start chasing you to be your boyfriend, to date her, or maybe even just have sex with her, right? If you want to be that type of guy, then I would love to help you. All you gotta do is go to howtogetthegirlnow.com, and what I'll do is I'll give you my best-selling book, 107 Proven Ways to Get the Girl, for free. That said, we only have 500 copies of this book, and once these books are gone, they're gone. So if you're interested in grabbing your free copy of my best-selling book, 107 Proven Ways to Get the Girl, just go to howtogetthegirlnow.com. All I ask is that you help cover the small shipping and handling costs, and we'll ship that book to you anywhere in the world. Plus, you'll also get access to the ebook and a few other awesome bonuses that you can start going through right now while you're waiting on the book to arrive to you. So just go to howtogetthegirlnow.com to grab that book. Oh, and by the way, I do have an upcoming boot camp on September 20th and 22nd. If you're interested in coming and actually working with me me more in person, so that way I can actually guide you and work with you in person, and get to hang out with me in sunny Scottsdale, Arizona in the fall when all the hot girls are out and about, ready for adventure, barely wearing any clothes. If you want to come hang out with me in that environment and actually learn from me in person, I'd love to see you at my upcoming boot camp. Just go to the description box below this video for more details on how you can attend, and I'll be seeing you on Wednesday, my friend. Peace out.